Hi. Say, when it comes to buying and selling business, there are basically two parties. We've got the buyer of the product and the service. Then we have the sellers, right? You see, these people on this side, the solidarity is very strong. They believe whatsoever any of them actually tells the others. So if a customer comes and buys from you, right, and comes back to tell the other, oh, this product is fantastic. Yeah, it's fantastic. They'll believe whatever that person says. But if the person comes and say, see that product, stay away from it. The service is whacked. Stay away from it. It doesn't really matter what your sales uh, advert is saying, what your messages are. It doesn't matter. They will believe this one that came to them because they see that buyer as part of them. They see that buyer as having their interest in art and has nothing to gain or lose by saying something good or bad about you. That's why you have to be careful. And that's one of the things that we dread as business owners: negative reviews. It is very dreadful. It's something that can actually sink a business if you're not careful. Now, even in the world of negative reviews, some are more negative. Some have more negative impact on business and brand than the others, depending on the kind of product or service that you're offering. So on today's episode, I want to talk to you about what you can do if you actually sell product or service in such industry where negative review could have high impact on your sales and on your brand. Welcome back. My name is Olayemi Akande from Eaglebloom, and this channel is all about talking, discussing, and giving tips and strategies that can actually help you increase your sales, or at least help in not losing the one that you have or the level of sale that you already have. And that is what this channel is about. So today we're talking about negative reviews and how it can have more impact on your kind of business. So if you are in a business that has to do with ingestibles, right? You're talking of food, maybe you're a caterer, or you've got a restaurant, food, drink, or you sell medicine. That's a category. Or if you run a business whereby you sell things that we have to put on the body care, armpits, the hair, the teeth, and things like that. Negative review can have a much more greater impact on your brand and on sales than many other industries or businesses. And so you have to be very, very careful, right? Now, sometimes negative reviews actually come up not because your product or your services are bad. It could be as a result of misunderstanding or expectations that are mismatched and not met. It could be not understanding your terms and conditions, or you not even having any. So the customer comes and says, oh, I did this and it turned out to be this, which may not be your fault. But sometimes these bad reviews or negative reviews are actually warranted because the product or the services that actually sold are bad. Now, what are you supposed to do to protect yourself or mitigate or reduce the frequency or level of occurrence of negative reviews? Number one, be clear absolutely who your product is for. Be very clear so that there will be no misunderstanding. If, for instance, you're selling body creams, right? Be specific. Is it for dry skin? Is it for oily skin? Is it a moisturizer? Is it a brightening? Is it a brightening cream? Be very, very specific about who that product is for, so that if you're selling a body cream that is meant for dark skin people, someone with fair skin will not go buy it, right? That is one. Two, be very specific about how it should be used. If ingestible, maybe supplement, right, for instance, is meant to be taken in the evening, please write it there and let it be legible. Let Let people see it. There will be no confusion about when I'm supposed to use it. That's if what you're selling has to do with the time of the day. And how is it supposed to be used? Do they need to eat before using it? Can they use it without eating? Can they use it? Can they use this cream with something else? Will it react if they mix it with something else? You have to be clear about it. 3, let it show. Now, I've picked some products. I've gone to supermarkets and I'll pick a product, and it's so small. They writing this character, the size of the character used on writing on the label is so small that I find it difficult to read. And because I find it difficult to read, sometimes you just take your chance, like, well, it's cream that is on it. Meanwhile, you need people to actually read what is written on it. So whatever it is that you're reading, who is for, how to use, when to use, make sure you write it in such a clear way that there will be no confusion about, did I see it or did I not see it? Now, number 4, even if you do all this, right, it could still happen. People could still, not be okay with your product, and they will still have something negative to write about it. So open a clear communication channel, probably on your website, on your products, right, on your sales messages, on your online platform. Make it very clear how they can reach out to you as the business owner if they are not satisfied with the product. In fact, some companies actually give incentives for people coming to them with negative reviews. They could say, oh, we're going to refund you 100%. If you come to us, if you have any issues with it, you can return and we'll refund you 100%, right? Because they don't want people going, especially on social media, to like, it is terrible. Because when they get there, you just say that. Everybody's like, really? It's terrible? I almost bought it yesterday. Thank God I didn't buy it, People will keep coming up. I know the funny thing, just allow one person bring up a negative review about a product. You just see people from different places coming and say, yeah, that's how I bought it like this. That's how I bought it and it did this. That's how I bought it. Whether it's true or not, when there is one negative review, others just seem to just start coming out from like, what is going on? You're like, cockroaches just, like you fleet, you spray insecticide in your hand and the cockroaches just start coming out. Where have you guys been all this while? Right. Not that I'm saying the customers are cockroaches, I'm just giving you an instance of how it can happen, something that you never knew existed. Reviews and bad experiences that you never knew existed, whether they're real or not, they will just begin to come out. I just don't want this to happen, because when there is so much noise and bad reviews about your product, people begin to, they don't want to do it. Another thing you need to know about bad reviews is this: people conceptualize themselves and they see themselves in it. So, if for instance I sell shoes, I sell bags, for instance, and someone bought and comes and say, oh, you see, I bought that shoe from our store the last time, like last week, and when I wore the shoe, it's caught, or when I carried it back, the strap cut off. Okay, people can see themselves being in that shoe. They can see themselves actually buying the bag and the strap cutting, but they also can see themselves fixing it. They look at the risk and what they need to do to actually fix the impact of the risk. What do I need to do if this bag doesn't last? I could buy another one, right? I could repair it, right? Or I go to a hair salon and, oh, they didn't do my hair well. So what can I do if I am this person that's experiencing this? I won't go there again, okay? I can fix my hair. I can go elsewhere, okay. But when someone comes on board and say, I heard that this restaurant, and I start purging, or I used this caterer and my guest fell sick, they can see themselves in that person's shoe and they don't want to fall sick. They don't want to purge. They don't want their guests to be healed. So they don't even want to take that risk at all. So you can see how much impact one negative review can have, because people can see themselves in the shoes of this person reviewing and they do not want to take that risk. Oh, I use this body cream and I broke out with rashes. Nobody wants to do that because they're like, okay, so if I break out my skin also, there's probabilities that can happen to me. No, I don't want it to happen to me, because I can't use something, then start looking for something else to heal myself. So that is why when you're in such a business segment, you need to be very careful. So back to opening channel, you could have toll-free phone numbers that people can call at no cost to them. You could have email dedicated to receiving negative reviews or complaints. If you operate a physical store, you can put a box that is very bold, and people can see it and say, please drop your complaints here. Give people reasons to come to you. Give people reasons to complain to you, because if you allow them to complain to others, it will be amplified, and it can actually have negative impact on your sales and on your branding. So if you enjoyed this video, if you gain just one thing, even if it's just one thing, okay, please drop a comment or share with somebody else that might need these tips. And don't forget to subscribe, so that when I put on video, which I'll be doing like twice a week, okay, you will have access to it first without missing any information when it comes to sales and making more profit. Thank you so very much for watching. Take care. Bye.